I'd like to call the Joint Internal Services and Health and Human Services Committee's meeting to order. And please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes. We have 2 minutes, one from the Joint Internal Services and Government Oversight Committee meeting, and a second from the Health and Human Services, Finance, Audit, Budget, and committees.
Support.
Thank you. Commissioners Romano and Grote made the motion to approve 4A and B. Any discussion? Please vote.
Mr. Chair, can we adopt the agenda first? Can we adopt the agenda first?
Out of order.
Aye.
Thank you. I'd like a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Thank you. Any discussion? Please vote.
That's what I said, that we do that.
Commissioner Lucido, did you receive a vote? Yes. Motion passes 13-0.
Thank you. Now I'd like a motion to approve
So moved.
the minutes in 4A and B.
Support.
Thank you. Who made the motion? Commissioner Haw and Zinner made the motion and seconded it to approve the minutes. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, please vote.
Chair, the system is frozen. If we could voice vote.
Yes.
Aye. Any nays?
Motion passes 13-0.
Thank you. Public participation. This is the first opportunity for public participation for anybody who wishes to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes on any item that is on today's agenda. There'll be another public participation later in the meeting when you can speak on any item. Anyone for today's agenda? Public participation, today's agenda. Hearing none, we'll close public participation and move on into department recommendations. 6A, budget amendment for facilities and operation for the clerk's office storage room renovations.
Chair,
I'd like a
to
motion
make
to
the
move it to
motion,
the
we
board.
take 6A and 6B together.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Haw, and Wallace made the motion to move 6A and B to full board. Ben?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. County Clerk's Office, under state statute, is required to keep hard copies of various types of files, deeds, etc. Since the fire in the county building in 2013 and subsequent construction, the files have been placed in various facilities without much organization or protection. The intent of this project is to build a dedicated storage suite for the County Clerk's Office within the Clemens Center, 32 Market Street property to properly store documents as required. Additional control systems will be added to the building's fire suppression system to eliminate accidental discharge of fire sprinklers that could ruin stored documents. This project was publicly bid in coordination with Macomb County Purchasing. There were a total of 6 bidders. Bernco was the lowest responding bidder. DNS contractors, if we included their voluntary deduction, was $22,000 lower. However, DNS contractors were non-responsive to multiple requests to post-bid interviews on several days. Therefore, we're not able to vet and approve. That's all I got, actually. I have scribble on my paper, but
Thank you. Commissioner Brown?
Yes, thank you. Explain to me the alternate bid, the alternative bid. What does that process involve?
so when we do any drawing for construction, the architect always does basis of bid, whether it be a lighting system, fire control, really any system. And the purpose of this basis of bid is we have to select something that is constructible. So they make a basis of bid selection. In this case, the basis of bid for the rolling compact storage system was a company called Space Saver. What we saw in the post-bid interviews was several substitutions, which is not uncommon. They come to post-bid interviews prepared to talk about the substitutions. And in this case, the manufacturer came to the post-bid interview as well as the local rep. So the $111,000 deduct that we took was to go with a company called Brunzeel versus the basis of design, which was Space Saver.
How
So
many people bid on that? How many bidders did we receive on that unit, that equipment?
you can't only bid a portion of the project. They'd have to bid to a general contractor. So that's where we got Brunzeel from, the general contractor. But what generally happens, I can't speak for Bernco in this case. Generally happens is the contractors reach out to multiple companies because it benefits them if their prices is cheaper. They receive pricing and then they decide who they'll go for. And they bring that to us in the post-bid interviews with ancillary information so we can approve it.
So it's all part of the general contractor's bid,
Yep.
and we can't require them to bid things out to, they're looking for the cheapest person to do it for as well then, so.
Yeah, the general
Ideally,
contractors.
General, lowest quality contractor, that is.
Exactly, yep. And then we vet them out as a normal substitution process with any bid. Any bid we receive a substitution on, we vet them out to make sure that we're comparing apples to apples on what the basis of design was and the, substitution. In this case, we met with the manufacturer's rep and we did a virtual tour of their factory, which is actually in Sweden, so that was interesting.
Is this the same type of equipment mobile filing system we purchased previously for the clerk's office? Was it about 4
I don't
years
know
ago?
the brand offhand, to be honest with you. It would have been,
We did the same type of mobile,
we have them all
filing
over the
system,
county.
right?
Yep. Yeah, we have them
they're the
all.
same contractor?
Same general contractor or same
Same
manufacturer?
vendor for the
It's-
system.
The rep is, no. So
I'm just curious, we had experience with the previous system we bought, and maybe we're using the same group again to,
no, this is my first time using Brunzeel ever.
all right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for explaining that.
Thank you. Commissioner Kraft?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The funds for this are coming out of the Capital Improvement Fund. Was this a project that was scheduled for this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna follow up with Steve on the actual dollar amounts, how much we have left in that fund and things like that, because I'm sure you don't know the answer to that, but
Yeah, this came under, I want to still quote me on, I could get it for you, but it was about $200,000 less than we anticipated.
okay.
So it
great.
did come under.
That helps. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Since this is term renovation, I assume this area is currently a storage room?
Yes, sir.
And are there any of these materials that we have to file currently in that room?
Some of them, yes.
Where are they going to go and how are they going to be secured while the work is being done?
Can you answer that?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Right now, a majority of the files are spread out in various locations throughout the county. There's some over on Dunham Road. I think I shared some pictures with you when I first took office. Air conditioning units and plumbing supplies were all stored on top of these pallets of books. So most of them are not in that room, although we do have things in that room. And I believe there's the facilities is looking to store this in a location nearby in the same building, or we'll find another location while that's being constructed out. But it's a vast majority of the information we have is in pallets all over the county. And it's critical. As a matter of fact, I wanted to share with you how important this is. Just today, by coincidence, we found the original documents of the property that the county is sitting on right now, a property that was donated by Christian Clemens. This is the original deed, 1818. And so these are the kinds of things that we have no idea where they're at. They're spread out all over, and that was the case early on. So we've been working to get this project going since I've been in office, really, so,
Well, I understand that by law, we have to maintain these paper records
forever.
forever. Is there any plans to scan them so that they could be more easily referenced?
Most are. Most are. Even this document here was scanned.
Okay,
But, you know, we're still required by law to maintain original documents. And that, you know, really came to light during Katrina when the county that, or the register of deeds there was flooded out by Katrina. Well, they says, we're going to take time to, you know, get rid of all the moisture and dry everything up. And then come to find out, you couldn't file an insurance claim because you needed the original deed. And they were all underwater. So this is why this information is so important, and important that we have a good location, which the county has secured.
so I assume you're going to index all the materials some way?
Yeah, right now they're indexed in boxes and pallets that are hundreds of pounds each.
And more every day?
Well, no, I think this is mostly the historical stuff. I think the things we're doing today are mostly electronic.
Okay, good. Seeing no other questions, please vote.
Could we see that document?
This is very special.
Don wants to know if the name is on there.
Gotta check to make sure it's legally compliant.
She's having a minor heart attack.
Yeah, she says, really, you want to take it?
That's why it's in
Look at the penmanship.
I know.
they don't read the lot.
Yeah. Get you like Kyle, he doesn't know how to write first.
Don't laugh, there's a lot of people that can't read cursive.
So yeah, it's written in Old Cursive, that is the Clemens family deeding their property to the governor of the territory of Michigan for the use of the county, which was found in someone's desk today.
Wow.
Chair, can I say something?
Yeah, just a minute. Commissioner Zinner?
Thank you, Chair.
I can't.
Clerk Forlani? Can,
Wait till he gets back.
Hey, I own my thumb.
I'm sorry, you can,
I'm not gonna leave this behind.
Guess we gotta rename the county building to Brown,
yeah.
not Alexander Macomb.
One of his grandsons, Herbie Hauser from Mount Clemens, was a World War II veteran, as my father and my father-in-law were at my dining room table, family dinner, and friends also, probably 30 years ago. And Herbie explained that to me. I guess the rest of the people knew it, except for the children and myself. And he said, and my grandfather did exactly as you said, and he said, as long as it's used for a government office, I believe, is the wording. And,
You know what I'll do? We'll make a copy of this and we'll send it, we'll email you a copy of what it,
I'm just saying, I heard it from
might find something interesting in there
pretty
that,
interesting, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you.
Send it to Crystal and she can distribute it.
thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you. Anybody hasn't voted? Please vote.
Chair, I'm missing just 2 votes. Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Perna.
I voted. Yes.
Motion passes 13-0.
Thank you.
Here we go again.
Okay, item 6C, I'd like to take 6C and D together. This is a budget amendment for information technology for a capital improvement plan for external surveillance camera replacement project for $140,790. Thank you. Commissioners Nard and Wallace made the motion and supported it to move this to full board. Jacob?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is a project scheduled for this year, a replacement of 63 cameras on the outside of this building, the county building, the circuit court building, Tomer, and also the parking structure next door. It is also the installation of these cameras, the removal of the old cameras. We're going to use the existing cabling for the new cameras and get that installed and worked. Motor City won the sheriff bid that I brought you last month for the cameras at the sheriff building. And we are, for this project, we are getting the same pricing that we got for that bid. So we decided to use the same pricing, and so that's what's before you.
Thank you. Seeing no speakers, please vote.
Yes.
You vote, I got it now.
Commissioner Holmes with your vote.
Commissioner Ha, Commissioner Zenner.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 13-0.
Give me your machine.
Thank you.
Where's my,
Item 6E,
where's my refresh?
Bentley Systems Incorporation Select Program Subscriptions for $53,005 for Open Roads, Leap Bridge Cement, Open Roads, SignCAD, MicroStation Select, and Open Roads Designer. I'd like a motion to move the full board.
Support, Perna.
Thank you. Commissioners Wallace and Perna made the motion and supported it to move this item to full board. Jacob?
Commissioners, this is a maintenance item. The reason it's on a separate one from the next item is because this is for the Department of Roads. It is Bentley software, which is the computer-aided design software that they use for construction in their department. So it's a maintenance item that we renew every year.
Thank you. Commissioner Brown?
Jacob, thank you for being here. Good to see you. Why isn't this paid out of Act 51 dollars? Why are we paying it out of the general fund?
It's paid from Department of Roads, so I would.
So it is-
I-
it is
so-
Act- it is Act
exactly.
$51.
It's
Not
not
our
county general fund.
Okay, very good. I just want to make sure that's clear.
That's why we have
That
it
would
as
be
a
illegal.
separate item. Yeah.
All right.
That's why we have it as a separate item from the next three maintenance items.
Okay, I just want to throw that out there. Thank you.
Yep.
Back in the day when we first merged the road commission with the county departments, there was a difficult time accounting for both of those. And so that question had to be asked often at times, so just anyway, thank you. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Zenner, yes.
Motion passes 13-0.
Thank you. Moving on to 6F, an agreement for information technology for maintenance agreements for third quarter 2024 for a total cost of $178,993.85 for the following: Colossus, Carpel, Trace 3. I'd like a motion to move the full board.
So moved. Support.
Thank you, Commissioner Romano and Perna made the motion and supported it to move 6F to full board. Jacob?
Commissioners, these are three maintenance items that come from the county general fund, which is jail tracker system used by the sheriff office, as well as Carpel, which is the system used by the prosecutor's office. And then Trace 3 is our Imperva web application firewall. We use that firewall to stop intrusion from the outside to our web applications that's internal to the county.
Thank you, Commissioner Ha.
Thank you, Chair. Jaco, this Colossus system, the jail tracker, jail management system, what does that do?
Jail tracker was implemented about 2 years ago, but if we probably a easy way is to manage the people that come, that's incarcerated and so forth. So it does it right from booking all the way through in their stay during the jail and so forth. So it's their record keeping of those people.
So with the new central intake center, that would still be?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a new system that was implemented about 2 years ago. We replaced the old offender track system, and this is, it's a very good system. They're very happy with it, and it works, works great, so.
Thank you. That's all I have, Chair.
Thank you. Are all these subscriptions or renewals for 1 year?
Yes, they all for 1 year.
And are these systems seat-based or server-based licensing?
They, except for Carpel, for Jail Tracker, the Carpel system is a SaaS system, so it's software as a service, so it's provided on the back end, and we pay per license. The service as a whole is managed and updated by the organization Carpel, not by us,
So when you say we pay per license, is as a license per person?
per person, yeah.
So as we expand the sheriff's office or expand into the new intake and assessment center, will we need more licenses?
I don't know that we necessarily need more licenses, because I think it's, I don't know if the CIAC project also goes with an addition of personnel, but every time we add personnel, I would assume there's probably a slight increase in cost. Some of them are also enterprise, and that I cannot tell you right now. If it's enterprise licensing, then it's usually, you have 5,000 licenses. As long as you don't go over that, the costs stay the same.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 13-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to 6G, this would be a motion to receive and file. This was approved by bypass process for Bernco for the Vic Wertz Building emergency roof repairs, $311,132. I'd like that motion to receive and file.
So moved.
Thank you. Commissioners Gannon and Wallace made the motion and supported it to receive and file the report. Seeing no speakers, please vote.
Commissioner Lucido, yes.
Yes.
Zinner, yes.
Yes, great.
Yes.
Dan Sickle, yes.
Yes. Something screwed up
Any
again.
noes?
Motion
Hearing no
passes 13-0. Thank you.
I am pleased now to turn the gavel over to Commissioner Lucido, Chair of the Health and Human Services Committee.
All right, we will move on to item number 8, which is a budget amendment for Office of Senior Services, Area of Aging 1B, Nutritional Services of Aging 2024 amendment. And if I can get a motion to move to full board?
Support.
Motion by Wallace, supported by Ha. And how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. What you have before you is a motion to approve a budget amendment for senior services in the amount of $424,000 by increasing home-delivered meals with a corresponding increase to Ageways revenue and decrease to congregate meals expenses in order to be used for program implementation for home-delivered meals. This requires a match, and in-kind, which we will be using with volunteer time. So there will be no general fund impact.
Thank you. Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you, Chair. How many meals do you think will be delivered?
We deliver about 1,700 a day. So it really depends. At this time, we don't have a waiting list. So we are also delivering or dinner meals with those. So it will allow us to expand that and deliver more dinner meals and weekend meals.
How many have you been averaging, let's say, 6 months ago or even a year ago? Do you know offhand?
Well, it fluctuates. So we lose some and then we gain some. The average is, I think, about 500,000 meals a year, 500,000 a year. And it's pretty consistent with, some dropping off, some joining. But there's always a demand. And we had extra funding through ARP dollars and COVID dollars. So as that kind of has left, we may end up developing a wait list.
Yeah, I wondered about that because I keep seeing the signs for people to volunteer or come to that service.
Yeah.
And did you say you're going to still have congregate meals?
We still have congregate meals, but we're transferring money from congregate to home delivered meals. Seems right now the demand is more for home delivered meals for homebound individuals versus people who can get out of the house and go to the congregate dining sites.
Would that be a savings in money then?
Just a transfer, really, from, it's still in the nutrition program.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's often times where you see this not only in one area, but other areas of the county. And I just wonder how you're going to get the people for the driving.
The volunteers, we're always recruiting. 24/7, we're always trying to recruit volunteers. Yep.
Yeah, I understand.
Yep.
Well, I hope it works out well because
Thank you.
going to the houses is definitely, I think it takes more time and all. But I've ridden with the drivers. They're all wonderful people, of course.
Yep. We're very fortunate. We have about 800 volunteers, so.
Is there another way that they can recoup getting their pay for that beside the way the paperwork way or whatever way they've been doing it?
We've actually converted everything electronically, so now the volunteer drivers have tablets. And so when they're out on the road, they enter all the information into the tablet and it gets transferred electronically to our record system. That's been about a 2-year project, and we finally wrapped that up this year, so.
No, that's great news.
Happy
That's
to
good
say
news
that,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you very
used
much.
ARP funding to support that project, so, and COVID dollars
Great.
as well. Yep.
Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Brown.
Thank you. So you're shifting money from congregate meals to home delivered meals. But I understand that we don't have enough people to take care of the list we have now with the money we have. How is adding more money to the program? How is that additional money going to get out there if we don't have enough people to get out what we have now?
Well, the $424,000 that we receive from Ageways is sort of an end of the year. They get to the end of the year and they look at their, financials and their budgets, and they had extra funding so that they were able to transfer that over to our department. And we will, like I said, increase home delivered meals as well as dinner meals, weekend meals.
I understand that, but how are you going to increase it if you don't have the staffing now, the limited staff now? How are you going to increase it if you don't have the staff to do it?
So we add more to the routes. We have 9 paid drivers, so we would add more. We would add more individuals to their routes. The routes would grow, so we would end up having to pay them more hours to deliver the meals.
Okay. All right. When you have time, if you could send the board a list of where just dots where the
Dining
where they're
sites
being
are?
delivered, just so we get an idea where the need is. It helps us understand where the help can come, where more volunteers are needed. You did that, I think, last year.
Yeah, we
made-
try to target, we have a volunteer coordinator, and he tries to target where the areas are that are in most need. And he will go out with his team and actually meet with business owners and people in the community to get the word out that we need
You're doing a great
volunteers.
job.
Thank you.
There's so much need out there.
Yeah.
When do you have your annual dinner to recognize the volunteers? You have
That's
dinner
usually in the spring.
in the spring. You be sure to notify us when that, I
I
think you do
will.
anyway, but
Yeah.
any of the commission, it's a good thing to go to. I mean, 800 people helping. Our volunteer recognition dinner is nice, but there's 800 volunteers there that help a lot. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Van Sickle.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
800 volunteers, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
How many are on the ground at one time?
Well, we have about, we deliver 1,700 meals, probably 700 of those are delivered by the drivers, the paid drivers, and the rest are delivered by the volunteers. So it's really, I could get that number for you, but I don't have it off the top of my head.
So does a volunteer generally deliver 1 or 2 or 3?
No, they usually 10 to 15 meals.
10 to 15?
Yep.
Now, do you give a tablet to the volunteers to use also on their route?
Yep.
So at the end of the route, instead of going home, they have to come back, do they have to come back and return the tablet?
Yes. Yep. The tablet and the bags that they keep the food in. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but they just take it back to the site that they're assigned to. They don't have to bring it back to our office or anything.
Right, wherever they started from
Yep.
in the morning. How many sites are there?
23.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big operation.
And so then you have a staff member at the building that takes the tablets and checks them in and charges them and does all that kind of
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what happens if you don't have enough volunteers to pass out the meals you have prepared for a day? Does that ever happen?
Well, it's always a scramble in the morning. So if a volunteer calls and says, I can't make it, our staff are on the phone trying to get substitute drivers or other volunteers to pitch in, which we usually cover. If not, I deliver the meals.
Okay,
So
then.
everybody hands on deck, right? So,
So
yeah.
it must be tougher in the winter.
It is tougher in the winter, yeah. We also have, a lot of our volunteers are retirees, so they spend the winters in warmer weather, so we always struggle more in
So
the
you
winter.
have bad weather and fewer volunteers.
Right, right.
Do you ever have a snow day?
Very rarely. I don't think we had a snow day last year at all. The year before, I think we had a couple of snow days. And in that case, they're given a box of food to use if we have a snow day. So it has a meal, it has 6 to 9 meals in that box. And once or twice a year, we deliver those boxes to every senior.
Oh,
That's on the
okay.
plan. So we call it shelf-stable food, so they have a box, they have a backup plan if we have to
As
close.
long as they don't nibble ahead of time.
Right, yeah. I think some of them do, but
Some-
that's okay.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Perna.
Question. When meals are delivered and you knock on the door and they don't answer, what happens?
If they don't answer, the driver, they plug in that person wasn't home in their tablet. That information gets transferred to our office. We call them and their emergency contact. So many, I can't tell you how many times we found somebody on the floor or their family members went and checked on them after we called and took them to the hospital. Happens quite often.
So there is a follow-up. So if nobody answers, you don't know if they had a heart attack or fell.
Nope, we always call
So
every
there
day.
is a backup that,
Yep,
and normally you reach a family member, or if you don't reach a family member.
we'll do a wellness check. We'll call the local police department and have them go out to do a wellness check if we can't get a hold of anybody. So we make sure we connect. Yep,
All right, good answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
that's why it's more than just a meal.
Right.
We check in on them, so
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Commissioner Grott.
Just question, last year you were delivering those emergency packages on a cold
Yes.
day.
Yes,
It was really the
Right.
frigid temperatures.
right.
You have date in mind?
Not yet. We're trying for October, but the supplier is no longer providing those boxes for us. So we're trying to reorganize and figure out if we're gonna do it internally and package the food ourselves or find another contractor.
That would be great if you do this ahead of time when the bad weather hits. Just out of curiosity, that's a fun trip to go with any of those volunteers. I do it all the time. I visit Commissioner Brown district, Commissioner Sabatini, I do it as well. We take like a little round. So I go quite often, it's fun. Everything is on the computer, whatever she said.
Yeah.
They checking on
Yeah.
homeowner and those people really waiting for,
They are. A lot are
yeah.
waiting by the door and,
It's
yeah.
a great program.
Thank you.
So
Thank
if
you.
you're looking to volunteer, that's a great program. You see how the system works. I done it. It's
Yeah.
fun. And you can chit for 2 hours.
Yeah, they'll keep you there for a long
Yes.
time if you.
But it seems like the time, no, it's not a long time. It's
Yeah.
usually, when I go, it's like 11, maybe 15 stops.
No, some of the seniors will keep you there talking
Yeah.
when you deliver
They
the
want to
meals.
sometimes invite you over. I hear all kinds of stories.
Right, right.
Seems like in the winter, everybody is down. It seems like the moods of the seniors are, in the summer, it's kind of, I don't know, maybe they spend too much time on their own.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
always want to see somebody. After Christmas, they happy, I think, because the family
saw their
visits,
family,
so
yeah.
their moods changes, so.
Yeah, the loneliness and isolation really puts them at risk for elder abuse and exploitation, and we're also doing a big
Yes.
work group on that,
Yes,
so.
they always
yep.
checking. There was never incident or anything when I was
Yep.
on the route. It's fun. Commissioner Perna, if you ever need to catch a ride and want to volunteer, Shelby Township Senior Center, that's one of the locations.
Yep.
That's where I go. I never done a location from Washington Township yet, even though my volunteer,
We take care of our own up there pretty good.
yeah, but she volunteers also in your district. She goes
You're
there.
doing a good job, though. I've heard
So,
good things about you.
I am planning to do it one more time.
Well, we
you know,
appreciate it.
Soon.
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right.
Did we vote it
Seeing
yet? Not yet.
Commissioner Zinner, you don't have anything?
Well, I'm just going to ask you, what percentage of calls are literally elder abuse? When you get a call, what percentage are they?
We probably become aware of it. It's not that people are calling us directly, but it comes to our attention that a senior is being mistreated or living in unsafe conditions, just either through our Meals on Wheels drivers, or we also have advocates that go out to the home to do assessments. So I would say we probably contact Adult Protective Services about 5 or 6 times a month on individuals that we're concerned about.
And you're saying that they find that there's a concern, a legitimate concern or minor concern?
Yeah,
or
that's
where you're at with that?
Well, Adult Protective Services only investigates under certain circumstances.
Okay, yeah.
So unfortunately, and part of what the Elder Justice Alliance is doing is really looking at that system and trying to build a safety net for those individuals that APS doesn't open a case on. But we strongly suspect that something's happening or that they're at risk for some reason. So
Thank you, Chair.
you're welcome.
All right, seeing no other speakers, can we please vote?
Zinner, yes.
Motion passes 13-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I brought
Your
some
hard
Senior
work.
Fun Fest flyers, by the way.
Oh, great, thank you.
Then you want the flyer?
You want to give them to Perna here? We can
No, it looks like you.
I know, it kind of does a little bit, yeah.
Do you want to hand them over to Commissioner Perna, and then we'll pass them around?
We also put the transportation on the back, so. Who am I giving this to?
I can take. That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a good night.
Yeah, close enough. Thanks. Thank you. All right, moving on now to public participation, if anyone wishes to speak. All right, seeing none, we'll close public participation. Commissioner comments? Seeing none?
Yes.
Oh,
The details.
it's not showing up on my screen.
Not going off on my screen either.
Um,
I mean, I can't speak.
Guess I don't see anyone.
Right, you
Commissioner
can't-
Romano?
Thank you. I just want to thank the commissioners once again. As you know, you helped me push through that Havel Elementary traffic signal where the county agreed to pay for half. County Road Commission paid for half, and Sterling Heights was going to pay for half. Well, we thought we'd reach out to the Utica School Board, and lo and behold, they thought it was such a good project, they're going to come up with a third, so we've reduced our cost. And I just want to again thank you people, because through your help and your quick movements, hopefully that light will be installed within the next 3 weeks. That's all. Thank you, Chair.
That's what we do, that's our job.
And thank you,
You're done.
Commissioner
Good job,
Romano,
Commissioner.
for saving the county a little bit of money then.
Yeah, no doubt. He likes doing that.
Yeah, I like saving money. I didn't get any of them.
All right, seeing no other speakers, okay.
Oh, who said that?
Support Zinner.
Who said that?
I got a motion to support, please call the roll or vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Mine came up, I
Voted.
Motion passes 13-0.
All right, we'll see everyone tomorrow.
See you all tomorrow.